A billionaire doesn't freeze for anything until a child counts coins out loud. The bell above the bakery door rings sharp, cutting through warm air thick with sugar and fresh bread. Lior Vance steps inside, coat still carrying the cold from the street, phone pressed to his ear, voice low, controlled. His shoes click against the tile, steady, confident, until a small voice breaks through everything. I only have $1.43. Is it enough for a cake? His steps stop. The call drops from his ear. Lior turns slowly. The smell of vanilla frosting hangs heavy in the air. A little girl stands at the counter, curls slightly messy, coat too thin for the winter outside. Her fingers are spread open on the glass, coins lined up like they matter. The cashier shifts uncomfortably. Me, sweetheart. Cakes cost more than that. The girl nods, swallowing hard. It doesn't have to be big. Just something small. Lior watches her, watches the way she holds her breath, watches the way she refuses to look away. He steps closer. The room feels quieter now, like the world pulled back just to listen. "What's the cake for?" he asks. She looks up at him, eyes steady. "For my mommy." Something tightens in his chest. "She forgot her birthday last year," the girl adds softly. "So, I want to remind her this time." The words land heavier than they should. Lior's jaw shifts. His hand slips into his coat pocket, instinct ready to fix the problem the only way he knows how. "I'll take care of it," he says. "No." The answer is quick, firm. The girl gathers her coins closer. "I want to buy it. It's from me." Lior studies her face. No hesitation, no fear. Just quiet determination. The kind he hasn't seen in years. The kind he once knew too well. He crouches slightly, bringing himself closer to her height. "What's your name?" She hesitates for half a second, then answers, "Kaya." Something in him shifts, sharp and sudden. He doesn't show it, but inside, something cracks open. "Kaya," he repeats. The name sits heavy on his tongue. Too familiar. Too close to something he buried. The cashier clears her throat, breaking the moment. "Sir, should I—" "Wait," Lior says quietly. His eyes stay on the girl. "Where's your dad?" he asks. Her fingers curl tighter around the coins. "He's not around." No pause, no confusion. Just a practiced answer. Lior's chest tightens again, this time slower. He straightens, the eyes drifting for a second, like he's searching for something that isn't there. Then back to her, back to the child who refuses help, back to the voice that doesn't shake. "Okay," he says finally, "then tell me something." Kaya tilts her head slightly. "What kind of cake does your mom like?" She softens, just a little. "Chocolate," she says, "with strawberries on top." She smiles when she sees strawberries. Lior nods once. Then that's what she's getting. Kaya hesitates again. "But I don't have enough." Lior leans in slightly, his voice lower now. "You already paid the part that matters." She frowns. "What part?" "The reason." Silence settles between them. The cashier moves, slowly preparing the order. Boxes slide, paper crinkles, frosting gets smoothed. But Lior doesn't move. His eyes stay locked on Kaya. And because something about her doesn't feel random. And something about that name feels like a memory that never let go. Kaya looks up again, her voice softer now. "Do you think she'll be happy?" Lior opens his mouth. Stops. For the first time in a long time, he doesn't have an answer ready. And that scares him, because somewhere deep inside, a thought begins to form. One he's not ready to face. What if this moment isn't chance? What if it's consequence? And if it is, What exactly is he about to walk into? Would you have taken the money if you were her, or held on to your pride? Because Lior is about to realize this is only the beginning. The box slides across the counter, light but carefully sealed, the smell of chocolate and strawberries rising warm into the air. Kaya reaches for it with both hands, careful, like it carries more than just cake. Lior watches closely. Not the box, her. The way she lifts it, the way she checks the lid, the way she nods once, like she just completed something important. "You did good," he says quietly. She looks up at him. "I know." No smile, just certainty. It catches him off guard. Most adults he knows chase approval. This child doesn't. The cashier glances between them, then back at Lior, waiting. He nods slightly. The bill disappears without a word. Kaya doesn't look at that. She slides her coins across the counter anyway. "All of it," she says. The cashier hesitates. "Sweetheart, you don't need to." "I do," Kaya replies. Her voice doesn't rise, but it holds. Lior feels something tighten in his chest again. He's seen negotiations worth millions. This feels heavier. "Why?" he asks. She shrugs slightly, adjusting her grip on the box. "Because it's my gift. Simple. Clear. Unshaken." Lior exhales slowly. He studies her again. Really studies her now. The coat that doesn't fit the weather. The shoes slightly worn. The careful way she stands like she's used to doing things alone. "How long have you been doing this?" he asks. She frowns. "Doing what?" "Taking care of things." She doesn't answer right away. That silence says more than anything else. Then she shrugs again. "Since my mommy got tired." The words land quiet. Too quiet. Lior's jaw tightens. "What do you mean, tired?" Kaya shifts her weight. She sleeps a lot now, but she says she's okay. Something cold settles in his chest. He leans slightly closer. "And you believe her?" Kaya looks at him. Really looks this time. "You know." The answer is soft, but it cuts. Lior straightens slowly, his mind already moving, connecting things he doesn't fully understand yet. "Does she have a doctor?" he asks. Kaya shrugs again. "Sometimes." Sometimes. That word lingers, unfinished, incomplete, like everything else in this moment. The door behind them opens, letting in a rush of cold air. Someone walks in, laughing loudly, breaking the tension for a second. But Lior doesn't turn. His focus stays right here, on the child who carries too much. "Where do you live?" he asks carefully. Kaya shifts again. "Close." That's not an answer. She hugs the cake box a little tighter. "It's enough." Lior almost smiles. Almost. "You always talk like that?" She tilts her head. "Like what?" "Like someone older than you." She shrugs. "Says someone has to be." That hits harder than anything else she's said. Lior looks away for a second, his breath slow, controlled. Then back at her. "Walk safe," he says. Kaya nods. She turns toward the door, small steps steady, careful not to tilt the box. Her hand reaches for the handle, pauses. Then she looks back at him. "Thank you," she says, "even though I paid for it." Lior nods once. "Yeah," he replies. "You did." She pushes the door open. Cold air rushes in again. Then she's gone. The bell rings, and just like that, the room feels empty. Too empty. Lior stands there, unmoving. Something isn't right. Not the situation, not the timing, not the feeling sitting heavy in his chest. His eyes drift to the counter, to the small receipt left behind. Folded. Forgotten. He reaches for it slowly, unfolds it, reads the address printed at the top, and everything inside him goes still. Because the street name is one he knows too well. And suddenly, this isn't about a cake anymore. This is about something he walked away from, coming back. Stronger, closer, and possibly too late. If you found yourself in his position right now, would you walk away or follow that address? Because Lior is about to make a decision, that could change everything. The memory doesn't ask permission. It hits fast, like a door thrown open inside his mind. Lior stands still in the bakery, receipt in hand, but he's no longer there. He's back in a different room, different air, different version of himself. Seraphine Cole stands across from him, sunlight cutting through tall windows behind her, outlining her figure in gold. She isn't dressed for him. Never was. Simple jeans, soft sweater, hair pulled back like she had more important things to think about. "You measure everything," she says, arms crossed. "Profit, risk, return." Lior leans back against the desk, calm, controlled. "That's how you build something that lasts." She shakes her head. "No. That's how you build something that survives. Not the same thing." He watches her, eyes sharp. She never flinches under his gaze. That's what drew him in the first time. "What do you want me to do?" he asks. "Care," she replies. The word hangs between them. Simple, heavy, real. Lior exhales slowly. "I do care." She steps closer. "Not when it costs you something." Silence. Thick. Uncomfortable. True. He looks away for a second, then back at her. "That's not fair." "It's accurate," she says. Her voice doesn't rise, and it doesn't need to. "You don't lose when you choose people," she continues. "You lose when you act like they're optional." Lior's jaw tightens. He steps forward now, closing the space between them. "You think I don't choose you?" She holds his gaze. "I think you choose what's easier." The words land sharp, but there's no anger in her face, just certainty. That's what unsettles him. Not emotion. Truth. The room feels smaller now, closer, like something important is about to shift. Lior reaches for her hand. She lets him, for a second, then gently pulls away. "Don't promise me anything," she says quietly. "Just show me when it matters." He watches her, studies her, memorizes the way she stands, the way she speaks, the way she sees through everything he hides. And for the first time, he doesn't feel in control. That should have been his warning. But it wasn't, because he believed something dangerous back then. That he had time. Time to fix things. Time to choose better. Time to make it right. But time doesn't wait. And neither did she. The memory shifts again. Different day, same tension. "Lior," she says, softer this time, "if I ever have a daughter." He glances up from his phone. "You're planning ahead now?" She smiles slightly. "Just thinking." He sets the phone down, giving her his attention. "What about her?" "She'd need a strong name," Seraphine says. "Something that means something." He leans back. "Like what?" She looks at him. Really looks. "Kaya." The word lands quietly, but it stays. "Means life," she adds. Lior nods once. "That fits you." She smiles, just a little. And in that moment, everything feels simple, easy, like nothing could break it. But even then, there was something in her eyes, something he didn't fully understand, like she already knew what he would choose one day. The memory fades. The bakery comes back into focus. The smell, the sound, the cold creeping in from the door. Lior exhales slowly, gripping the receipt tighter. Kaya. The name echoes again. Louder now. Clearer. And this time, it doesn't feel like a memory. It feels like a warning. Because if that child is who he thinks she might be, then this isn't just about the past. This is about something he never even knew existed, and that changes everything. Do you think people show you who they are early, and we just choose not to see it? Because Lior is starting to realize he didn't just lose her, but he ignored the signs that told him he would. 48 hours. That's all he had. 48 hours before everything collapsed. The boardroom smelled like polished wood and pressure. Screens glowed along the walls, numbers shifting, headlines flashing. Lior stood at the head of the table, hands flat against the surface, eyes locked on the projections in front of him. Losses, accusations, risk. "Say something," one of the board members snapped. "This doesn't fix itself." Lior didn't respond immediately. He didn't rush. That's what made him dangerous. "We contain it," he said finally. "We isolate the exposure. We protect the core." "And her?" another voice asked. The room shifted. Quiet. Tense. Seraphine's name didn't need to be said. Everyone knew. "She's at the center of this," the man continued. "The reports trace back to her division." Lior's jaw tightened. "That doesn't mean she's responsible." "It means she's visible," the man replied. That word hung in the air. Visible. Expendable. Lior looked down at the table, then back up. "What are you suggesting?" he asked, even though he already knew. The answer came quick. "Distance." Another voice added, "Publicly, immediately." "And if we don't?" Lior asked. The room went still. "Then you lose everything." Silence. Heavy. Unforgiving. 48 hours. That was the clock, and it was already ticking. Later that night, the city felt colder. Lior stood in his office, lights dim, skyline stretching wide beyond the glass. His phone buzzed in his hand. Seraphine's name. He stared at it. Didn't answer. It buzzed again, then stopped. A message came through. "I need you to say something. Just once. Stand with me." Lior's thumb hovered over the screen. His chest felt tight. His mind moved fast, calculating, weighing, protecting. He typed, stopped, deleted it, typed again. Nothing felt right, because nothing he said would fix what was already breaking. Another message came through. "You don't have to fix it. Just don't leave me in it alone." That one hit. Harder. He closed his eyes for a second, exhaled, then set the phone down, face down, silent. That was his answer. The next morning, the headlines hit. Her name, her face, her division, all tied to something she didn't do. And Lior said nothing. By the time he saw her again, it was already too late. She stood in the lobby, bag in hand, posture straight, eyes steady. No tears, no scene, just quiet finality. You're not even going to try?" she asked. Lior stepped closer. "It's not that simple." She nodded slowly. "It never is for you." He reached for her. She stepped back. That hurt more than anything else. "I waited," she said, "not for you to fix it, just to show up." His throat tightened. "I am here." She shook her head. "No. You're protecting something." Silence. Then she said the words that would stay with him forever. "You don't lose people when things go wrong. You lose them when you decide they're not worth the risk." Lior didn't answer, because there was nothing he could say. That wouldn't prove her right. She adjusted the strap of her bag, turned, walked away. And just like that, she was gone. No fight, no second chance, no explanation. And the one thing she didn't tell him was the one thing that would change everything. Because she wasn't walking away alone. And Lior would spend years not knowing what he left behind. If you were in his place, would you have spoken up, even if it cost everything? Or would you have protected what you built and lost what mattered most? Because silence doesn't just end conversations. Sometimes it ends lives you didn't even know were forming. Kaya. The name doesn't leave him. It sits in his chest like something unfinished. Lior stands in the bakery, receipt still in his hand, the ink slightly smudged where his fingers press too hard. The world around him moves again, people ordering, doors opening, machines humming, but none of it reaches him fully. Because his mind is somewhere else, connecting, replaying, questioning. Kaya. Life. Seraphine's voice echoes again, clear, close. If I ever have a daughter. His breathing slows, then tightens. He looks down at the receipt again, the address, the timestamp, the order. Everything feels too precise to ignore. He moves, not fast, not rushed, but with purpose now. Each step toward the door feels heavier than it should, because deep down, he already knows this isn't random. The cold hits his face the moment he steps outside. The city noise rushes in, cars, voices, distant sirens, but it all feels distant, like it's happening around him, not to him. He looks down the street, left, right. She's gone, but the direction she walked, he remembers. Of course he does. He always notices patterns. That's how he built everything. And now, that same instinct is pulling him somewhere he avoided for years. He walks, hands in his coat pockets, steps steady, controlled. But inside, nothing feels controlled. Because with every step, one question grows louder. What if she's mine? He exhales sharply, shaking his head slightly. No, it's too simple, too convenient, too possible. That's what scares him, not the idea, but the fact that it fits. The timeline, the name, the way the child speaks, the way she stands, the way she refused help, just like. He stops walking, right there on the sidewalk, because the thought finishes itself, just like her, Seraphine. His chest tightens again, stronger this time. If that child is hers, then everything he believed about the past is incomplete. And if it's incomplete, then so is he. And he starts walking again, faster now, the receipt still clenched in his hand. Because one thing is becoming clear. He can't ignore this. Not this time. Not again. But there's something else. Something heavier. Something sitting beneath all the questions. Because if he's right, then this isn't just about finding answers. This is about facing what he avoided and accepting what it cost. He slows as he reaches the corner. Looks down at the address again. Just a few blocks away. Close. Too close. His jaw tightens. Because whatever is waiting at that door will either give him something he never knew he had, or show him just how much he already lost. And he's not sure which one is worse. Do you think he should go to that address, or leave the past where it is? And tell me honestly, if you discovered you had a child you never knew about, would you be ready to face it? Because Lior is about to take a step. That will change everything he thought he understood about his life. The door to the apartment building slams shut behind Kaya, the echo sharp in the narrow hallway. Lior reaches it seconds later, breath steady but tight, hand pressing against the cold metal before pushing it open. The smell hits first. Old paint. Faint cleaning solution. Something heavier underneath, like the air hasn't moved in days. He steps inside. The hallway is dim, lights flickering in uneven rhythm. His shoes sound louder here, each step bouncing off the walls, too noticeable for a man used to quiet control. He slows, listens. Nothing. No voices, no movement, just silence that feels wrong. He checks the receipt again, eyes narrowing at the apartment number. Second floor, left side. He takes the stairs. Each step feels heavier than the last, like something is waiting at the top. Something he can't walk away from this time. Halfway up, he hears it. A small sound. A cough. Soft. Weak. He stops. The sound comes again. From above. His chest tightens. He moves faster now, reaching the second floor, eyes scanning the doors until he finds the number. He stands there, still, listening. Another cough, longer this time, followed by quiet. Too quiet. His hand lifts toward the door, stops midair, because something inside him hesitates. Not fear. Something deeper. The kind that comes when you realize the next move changes everything. Behind the door, there's a soft shuffle. Then, Kaya's voice. "Mama, I'm back." Relief. Small. Immediate. Then, no answer. Lior's jaw tightens. He knocks. Once. Firm. Inside, footsteps move closer. The lock clicks. The door opens just enough for Kaya to peek through. Her eyes widen when she sees him. "You followed me." Not a question. A statement. Lior doesn't deny it. "I needed to make sure you got home safe." She studies him for a second, then steps back, opening the door wider. The apartment is small, dim. The air feels heavy, warmer than it should be. A couch sits against the wall, blanket draped over one side. Dishes stacked near the sink. A single lamp casts a soft glow across the room. And on the couch, a figure, still, wrapped in a blanket. Lior's eyes lock there. His chest tightens again, stronger now. Kaya walks in, setting the cake carefully on the small table. "I got it," she says softly. "Just like you like." No response. She turns toward the couch. "Mama?" She steps closer, reaches out, touches her gently. "Wake up." Nothing. Lior moves forward without thinking, his body reacting before his mind catches up. "Kaya," he says, voice lower now. "Let me see." She steps aside, confusion rising in her eyes. Lior kneels beside the couch. The room feels smaller, warmer, too still. He reaches out, fingers brushing against the woman's wrist. Her skin is warm, but her pulse, slow. Too slow. His jaw tightens. "She needs help," he says. Kaya's face shifts, fear breaking through for the first time. She said she was just tired. Lior looks at her, then back at the woman on the couch. No, this isn't just tired. And suddenly, everything becomes urgent. Because whatever is happening here has already gone too far. Do you think he should call for help right now? Or wait for her to wake up? Have you ever trusted someone when your instincts were telling you something was wrong? Because Lior is about to realize waiting might cost more than he's ready to lose. "Stay with me." Lior's voice cuts through the still air as he leans closer, one hand steady against the edge of the couch, the other reaching for his phone. Kaya stands frozen, small hands gripping the edge of the table, eyes wide, watching everything. The room feels tight. The silence feels louder. Lior dials quickly, voice calm but sharp. "I need medical assistance. Now." He gives the address without hesitation. No pause, no doubt. Because control is the only thing he knows how to hold on to in moments like this. But this feels different. He ends the call and looks back at the woman. Her breathing is shallow, uneven. Like her body is fighting something it's too tired to carry. Kaya steps closer, her voice small now. "Is she going to be okay?" Lior looks at her. Really looks. And for a second, he doesn't answer. Because he doesn't know. He shifts slightly, adjusting the blanket, trying to keep her warm. His fingers brush against her hand. And something hits him. Hard. Familiar. Too familiar. His eyes narrow. He leans closer, studying her face now, really seeing it under the dim light. Time has changed her, thinned her, but it didn't erase her. Seraphine. The name lands in his chest like a weight. His breath catches. Because it's her. No doubt now. No confusion. The woman on the couch is the one he lost. And the child standing behind him is no longer just a possibility. Kaya watches him, sensing the shift. You know her? Lior doesn't answer right away. His eyes stay locked on Seraphine's face. Years of distance collapse in seconds. Regret rises, heavy, sharp. Because she didn't just leave, she survived something. Alone. Kaya steps closer. Mister? Lior finally looks at her. His voice is quieter now. Yeah, he says. I know her. The sirens sound in the distance, faint at first, then closer. Faster. Kaya's shoulders drop slightly, relief mixing with fear. Lior stands, moving toward the window, eyes scanning the street below. Lights flash against the walls. Red. Blue. Urgent. He turns back toward them, toward the life he didn't know existed. And for the first time in years, nothing else matters. Not business, not reputation, not control, just this moment. And what it might take from him, because the truth is already clear. This isn't just about fixing something. This is about facing what he walked away from, and accepting what it became without him. Do you believe people can come back from the choices they made? Or do some decisions stay with you forever? And if you were him right now, would you focus on saving her, or asking the questions you've avoided for years? Because when those doors open, everything hidden will come into the light. The paramedics move fast, boots against the floor, bags unzipping, voices sharp and focused. Step back, sir. Lior does, but his eyes don't leave her. Hands press, equipment shifts. Oxygen mask slides into place. Kaya stands near the wall, arms wrapped around herself, watching everything without blinking. She's weak, one of them says. How long has she been like this? Kaya hesitates. She said she was okay. The paramedic nods slightly, not judging, just working. They lift Seraphine carefully onto the stretcher. Her head tilts slightly to the side. For a second, her eyes flutter. Barely. But Lior sees it, and it hits him harder than anything else, because she's still there, still fighting. They move toward the door. Which one of you is family? One asks. The question hangs. Heavy? Sharp. Kaya looks at Lior. Lior looks at her. A second passes. Then he steps forward. I am. The words come out steady. But inside, everything shifts. Because this is the first time he said something like that. And meant it. They rush out. The hallway fills with movement again. The cold air hits as the doors open. Kaya climbs into the ambulance without hesitation. Lior follows. No permission asked, no hesitation. Inside, the space is tight. Machines hum. Lights flicker overhead. The vehicle jerks forward. Kaya sits beside the stretcher, holding her mother's hand carefully. Lior stands across from them, one hand gripping the rail, eyes fixed. His mind moves fast, too fast. Questions stack. Answers don't come. The city passes outside in flashes of light and shadow. Time feels stretched, then compressed, then gone. Kaya looks up at him suddenly. Are you staying? The question is simple, but it carries everything. Lior meets her eyes, and for the first time, he doesn't think about consequences. Yeah, he says. I'm staying. She nods once, like she expected that answer, and like she needed it. And that lands deeper than anything else. The ambulance slows, turns, stops. Doors swing open. Hospital lights flood in, bright and cold. They move her out quickly. Voices overlap. Instructions get called. Footsteps rush. Then she disappears behind double doors. Just like that, gone from sight. Kaya stands still, staring at the doors, waiting. Lior stands beside her, also waiting. But now, it's different. Because waiting isn't passive anymore. It's personal. Because whatever happens next is no longer separate from him. It's his responsibility now, whether he's ready or not. Do you think stepping in now makes him responsible for everything that happens next? Or is it already too late to change anything? And tell me, when life gives you a second chance, do you take it immediately? Or question if you deserve it? Because behind those doors, a truth is waiting, and it's about to change everything. The doors swing open, sharp, sudden. Lior straightens instantly, tension snapping through his body as a doctor steps out, mask lowered, eyes scanning. Family of Seraphine Cole? Lior steps forward. I'm here. The words come out before he can rethink them. The doctor studies him briefly, then nods. She's stable for now, he says, but she's been pushing her body too far for too long. Kaya exhales, a small sound, relief mixed with confusion. What's wrong with her? She asks. The doctor kneels slightly, bringing himself to her level. She's been very sick, he says gently, and she didn't get help soon enough. Lior's jaw tightens. How serious? The doctor stands, his tone shifting. It's serious, but not hopeless. Not hopeless. The words land with weight, because they could mean everything, or nothing. When can we see her? Lior asks. In a few minutes, the doctor replies. She's asking for someone. Kaya steps forward quickly. Me? The doctor nods. And you, he adds, looking at Lior. That stops him, because that means she knows he's here. The room feels smaller, the air tighter. Kaya grabs his hand without thinking. Come on. They move together, down the hallway, each step echoing, each second stretching. They reach the room. The door is slightly open. Lior pauses, just for a second, because on the other side is everything he avoided. Kaya pushes the door open, and there she is, Seraphine, lying still, but awake. Her eyes meet his immediately. No confusion, no shock, just recognition, and something else, something deeper, something unresolved. You came, she says softly. Lior steps inside slowly. Yeah, his voice is quieter now, different. I should have come sooner. Silence fills the space between them. Heavy. Years of distance sitting in that one moment. Kaya climbs onto the chair beside the bed. I got you a cake, she says, placing the box carefully on the table. Seraphine smiles faintly. You always remember. Kaya nods proudly, then looks between them. You know each other. It's not a question. Lior exhales slowly. Seraphine watches him, waiting, not for excuses, for truth. And for the first time, he doesn't avoid it. Yeah, he says. We do. Kaya looks at him again, then back at her mother, then back at him. And something clicks, something real. Wait. Her voice slows, her eyes narrow slightly. You're the one from my drawings. The room goes still. Lior's breath catches. Seraphine closes her eyes briefly, because now there's nowhere left to hide. The silence stretches. Long, heavy, unavoidable. Kaya looks between them, her small face serious now, searching for something neither of them has said yet. You're him, she says again, quieter this time. Lior doesn't move, doesn't speak, because the truth is already there, and denying it now would only make it worse. Seraphine exhales slowly, her hand resting weakly on the blanket. Kaya, she says gently. Come here. Kaya shifts closer, climbing onto the bed carefully, curling beside her. Seraphine brushes her fingers lightly through her hair, then looks at Lior, straight at him. There's no distance left, no space to avoid what comes next. "I was pregnant when I left," she says. The words land clean, direct, no hesitation. Lior's chest tightens instantly. His hand grips the edge of the chair beside him. "You didn't tell me." It's not anger. It's something deeper. She holds his gaze. "I didn't trust you." That hits harder. Because it's true. Because he earned that. "I thought you'd choose the same way again," she continues. "And I wasn't going to let that choice affect her." Kaya looks up slightly, confused. "But—" Seraphine pulls her closer gently. "You're safe," she whispers. "That's what matters." Lior runs a hand over his face, exhaling slowly. Years of silence, of absence, of missed moments, all crash into him at once. "I would have been there," he says quietly. Seraphine shakes her head slightly. "I needed you to be there when it counted." That lands, final, unarguable. Kaya looks between them again. "So, he's my dad?" The question sits in the air. Lior looks at her, really looks, at her eyes, her strength, her quiet understanding, and everything inside him shifts. "Yes," he says, soft, clear, real. Kaya doesn't react right away. She just watches him, studies him, then asks the one question that matters most. "Are you staying?" The room holds its breath, because this time, the answer isn't about words. It's about everything that comes after. Lior steps closer, slow, careful, then kneels slightly beside the bed, looking at her, not past her, not around her, at her. "Yeah," he says, "I'm staying." Kaya nods once, like she believes him, like she needs to. Seraphine watches them both, and for the first time, something in her expression softens. Not fully, but enough. Enough to show that maybe this isn't the end. But it's not simple either, because healing doesn't happen in one moment, and trust doesn't return with one promise. But something has started, something real, and sometimes that's all it takes. Do you think he truly deserves a second chance? Or is love something you only get once? And tell me, if someone comes back after years of silence, do you open the door or protect your peace? Because their story isn't over. It's just beginning again. And this time, every choice will matter.